You check your phone one last time before bed, scrolling through messages, setting your alarm for tomorrow morning. The soft glow illuminates your face in the darkness of your comfortable bedroom. Now, slowly close your eyes and imagine that gentle light fading away. No phone, no electricity, no familiar hum of modern life. The year is 1347. You're lying in the same spot, but everything has changed. Your memory foam mattress has transformed into a rough straw-filled sack. The climate-controlled air has become the damp, cold breath of a medieval night. That street light outside your window? Gone. Only absolute darkness and the distant howl of wolves. Tonight, I'll take you on a journey through one full day in medieval times. You'll discover why yes, you, with your modern sensibilities and expectations, wouldn't last even 24 hours in this harsh world. But don't worry, you're safe in your bed. This is just a story to help you drift off to sleep, feeling grateful for the soft pillow beneath your head. The first thing you notice isn't what's there, it's what's missing. That gentle buzz of your phone alarm? It doesn't exist. Instead, a rooster's harsh crow pierces through your skull like a rusty nail. There's no snooze button to hit, no just 5 more minutes. The bird will keep screaming until you move. You reach out instinctively for your phone to check the time. Your hand meets nothing but cold, damp air. Panic flutters in your chest, that modern anxiety of being disconnected. But this isn't a dead battery. This is a world where your lifeline to everyone you love simply doesn't exist. Your body protests as you try to sit up. Every joint aches. Your spine feels like someone spent the night twisting it into knots. That expensive mattress you complained was too firm? You'd weep with joy to feel it now. Instead, you're lying on a cloth sack stuffed with straw that's poking through in a dozen places. Some of the straw has rotted, creating damp spots that have soaked through to your skin. You swing your legs over the edge and immediately regret it. The floor isn't the warm carpet you're used to. It's packed earth, cold enough to send shocks up through your bare feet. You fumble in the darkness for something, anything familiar. No light switch on the wall, no bathroom door to stumble toward. The thought of a hot shower almost makes you sob. You know what's waiting for you instead. A bucket of water that's been sitting outside all night, probably with a thin layer of ice on top. No steam to wake up your senses, no lavender-scented body wash, no fluffy towel warming on the radiator. Your mouth feels like something died in it. That fuzzy, thick feeling on your teeth is already making you nauseous. At home, you'd grab your electric toothbrush, maybe use some whitening toothpaste. Here, if you're lucky, you might have a rough cloth and some salt. Most people just rinse with ale and scrape their teeth with a twig. And the smell, God, the smell is already assaulting you. It's not just morning breath, it's the accumulated stench of bodies that bathe maybe once a month, chamber pots that haven't been emptied, animals living just feet away, and smoke from fires that never quite ventilate properly. You're still in yesterday's clothes because that's all you own. The wool shift scratches against every inch of skin it touches. It's nothing like your soft cotton pajamas or that silk set you got for your birthday. This fabric was woven by hand, rough and full of imperfections. It smells of sweat and smoke and things you don't want to identify. The overwhelming urge for coffee hits you like a physical blow. That ritual of warming your hands around a mug, that first bitter sip that signals the day can begin, it won't happen. Not today, not ever in this world. Coffee hasn't reached Europe yet. The best you can hope for is watered down ale that tastes like liquid bread gone wrong. You haven't even stood up fully yet, and already you want to go home. Not to the hovel you're in, but home. To your time, your bed, your life. Your stomach growls, and for a brief moment, you let yourself fantasize. Maybe some scrambled eggs, toast with butter, a bowl of cereal with cold milk. The fantasy shatters as you shuffle toward what passes for a kitchen. Just a corner with a smoking fire pit and a few clay pots. The woman tending the fire, your medieval mother, doesn't look up. There's no "good morning, honey," or "how did you sleep?" She's been up since before dawn, trying to coax life back into yesterday's embers. Her face is already streaked with soot, aged beyond her 30 years. You scan the room desperately for something, anything appetizing. That bowl of fruit on your kitchen counter at home? Here, fruit is a luxury of summer, and it's October. Those bananas you take for granted, shipped from thousands of miles away, they won't arrive in Europe for another 200 years. An apple, if you're incredibly lucky, might be stored in the cellar, brown, wrinkled, and mealy. Your breakfast options stare back at you mockingly. A heel of bread sits on the rough wooden table. You pick it up and immediately understand why medieval people had better teeth than you'd expect. This bread could double as a weapon. It's 3 days old, hard as stone, made from coarse ground rye that still has bits of grit from the millstone. You try to bite it and feel your jaw protest. "Dip it in the ale," your mother grunts, gesturing to a wooden cup. Ale. For breakfast. Because the water could kill you. You take a sip and fight not to gag. It's warm, flat, and tastes like someone mixed bread with dishwater and let it ferment. This is your orange juice now. This is your coffee. This is your everything. The porridge bubbling over the fire looks more promising until you see it up close. It's just oats and water. No brown sugar, no cinnamon, no fresh berries. Salt is expensive. Honey is for special occasions. You force down a wooden spoonful, and it's like eating warm, flavorless paste. Your mind betrays you with sense memories. The crack of bacon in a pan, the pop of toast jumping up, the gurgle of the coffee maker. That leftover pizza in your fridge that you complained was getting old? You'd sell your soul for a single bite of that now. But it's not just the food that hurts. It's the silence. No ping of messages, no catching up on group chats over breakfast, no scrolling through social media to see what your friends are doing. You can't text your best friend about the weird dream you had. You can't send your mom a funny meme. You can't even check the weather to know if you need a jacket. The loneliness hits harder than hunger. In your time, you're never truly alone. Someone is always just a message away. Here, if your loved ones aren't in this very room, they might as well be on another planet. Your sister who lives 3 towns over, you might see her once a year. Your college friends, they're gone forever. You choke down another spoonful of porridge and try not to cry. It's not just the taste. It's the realization that this is it. This is breakfast. Every single day. No variety, no choices, no running out to grab something better, no DoorDash coming to save you. Your mother notices your tears. "Stop your sniveling," she says, not unkindly. "There's work to be done." You nod and wipe your eyes with your rough sleeve. Only 23 hours and 45 minutes left to go. The morning sun is barely up, but you're already in the fields. Your body, still aching from that torturous bed, now faces a day of labor that would break most modern gym goers. You grip the wooden handle of your tool, maybe a scythe, maybe a hoe, and feel the splinters bite into your palms. Remember that day last month when you called in sick because you just couldn't face another Zoom meeting? That little white lie about having a stomach bug? Here, there's no calling in sick. The crops don't care if you have a fever. The Lord doesn't care if your back is spasming. You work or your family doesn't eat. It's that simple, that brutal. Your shoulders are already burning. That ergonomic desk setup you invested in, the standing desk, the lumbar support chair that cost half a paycheck. God, what you wouldn't give for them now. Instead, you're bent at an angle that would make your chiropractor weep, repeating the same motion over and over. Swing, pull, step. Swing, pull, step. The sun climbs higher, and with it comes a headache that feels like someone's driving nails into your temples. You know exactly what would help. 2 ibuprofen, maybe some caffeine, definitely some water. But aspirin won't be invented for another 500 years. The best you can hope for is maybe some willow bark tea tonight, if someone knows the remedy. Your hands are the worst part. Those soft, moisturized hands that occasionally got paper cuts now have blisters upon blisters. Some have burst, leaving raw, weeping flesh exposed. The wooden handle is stained with your blood, but you keep gripping, keep swinging. What choice do you have? You there, put your back into it. The overseer's voice cracks like a whip. He's not exactly your boss, more like middle management for the Lord who owns you. Yes, owns. Not your labor, but you. You can't update your LinkedIn and find something better. You can't even move to the next village without permission. The unfairness of it all makes your chest tight. Last year, you left a job because your manager was toxic and didn't respect work-life balance. Here, your Lord can literally have you flogged for not working hard enough. There's no HR department to file a complaint with, no labor laws, no workers' rights. Just work until you drop, then get up and work some more. A girl next to you, she can't be more than 12, stumbles and falls. The overseer is on her in seconds, yanking her up by her arm. No slacking. She's crying, but silently, as she's learned to do. You want to help, to say something, but you know better. Drawing attention to yourself means becoming a target. Your mind drifts to your office job that you thought was so stressful. The air conditioning that was always too cold. The meetings that could have been emails. The micromanaging boss who wanted reports on your reports. You take it all back in a heartbeat. At least you could quit. At least you had weekends. At least you had hope that things could change. Here, this is your life. Forever. Your father did the same work in the same field. Your children will too. There's no career ladder to climb. No dream job to chase. No retirement to look forward to. You'll work these fields until your body gives out and then you'll be buried beside them. The sun is directly overhead now, beating down mercilessly. Your throat is parched, but water breaks are at the overseer's discretion. Your back feels like it's going to snap in half. Your headache has evolved into a full-body throb that pulses with each heartbeat. But you keep swinging, keep pulling, keep stepping. Because in this world, the only thing worse than working is not being able to work. At least if you can work, you can eat. At least if you can work, you have value. At least if you can work, you survive another day. As you labor, you make a promise to yourself. If you ever get back to your time, you'll never complain about your job again. You'll appreciate every sick day, every coffee break, every moment you can rest without fear. For now, though, you swing, you pull, you step, and you endure. The workday pauses for the midday meal, and you find yourself among the other villagers, gathering in the small shade of an old oak tree. Your body craves rest, but your mind stays alert, watchful. In your time, you could choose your friends, curate your social circle, protect your peace. Here, you're trapped with whoever fate has placed around you. There's William, the miller's son, approaching with that smile that doesn't reach his eyes. Back home, he'd be the toxic friend you'd gradually distance yourself from, maybe even block on social media after one too many uncomfortable interactions. But here, he lives 3 houses down. His father controls the grain mill. You need him, whether you like it or not. Heard you were struggling in the fields today, he says, loud enough for others to hear. It's not concern in his voice, it's something else, something that makes your skin crawl. In your world, you'd screenshot this conversation, send it to your best friend, analyze every red flag. Here, you just force a smile and nod. The conversation around you flows like a minefield. Every word could be twisted, reported, used against you. That woman who laughs too freely? They whisper she's too merry for a widow. The man who suggested a different way to plant crops? Suddenly he's questioning God's natural order. You've learned to keep your thoughts buried deep, so deep sometimes you forget you have them. Your anxiety rises like water in your chest. Back home, you had a therapist who taught you breathing exercises, who helped you understand your triggers. You had medication that kept the panic at bay. Here, anxiety is seen as weakness, or worse, possession. Depression? That's called melancholy, and the cure is prayer and harder work. A joke lands wrong. Thomas, the blacksmith's apprentice, takes offense at something you didn't even realize you'd said. His face darkens. His hand moves to his belt where a knife rests. Your heart hammers. In your time, the worst that could happen is an awkward confrontation, maybe some subtweets. Here, men die over imagined slights. Women are beaten for sharp tongues. I meant no harm, you say quickly, lowering your eyes. Submission. Always submission. It goes against every fiber of your modern being, but survival trumps pride. There's no 911 to call if this escalates. No police to intervene. Just you and him and the knife and the crowd that might watch or might turn away. The moment passes. Thomas spits on the ground near your feet, but moves on. Your hands shake as you pretend to eat your meager lunch. You think of your group chats, your online communities, the friends who really get you, the ones you chose because they shared your values, your humor, your interests. Here, your community is chosen by proximity and necessity. Mary, the baker's daughter, sits beside you. She's kind, you think, or at least not cruel. But can you trust her? Last week, she mentioned her strange dreams to you. Just anxiety dreams, the kind everyone has. But if the wrong person hears, if someone decides those dreams are visions, if the word witch starts circulating, you've already started distancing yourself, hating yourself for it. The loneliness is a physical ache. You're surrounded by people but utterly alone. You can't be yourself, not your real self. That person who loves to debate ideas? Too dangerous. Your quirky sense of humor might be seen as madness. Your different way of looking at things? That's the kind of difference that gets you noticed. And here, being noticed can kill you. You think about your best friend back home, the one who knows all your secrets, who you can ugly cry with over FaceTime. Here, secrets are currency, and tears are weakness. You've learned to cry silently into your straw mattress, to scream into the void where no one can hear. A bell rings somewhere. Back to work. The social hour is over, and you're relieved. At least in the fields, you can lose yourself in the physical pain instead of the emotional suffocation. As you stand, brushing crumbs from your rough clothes, you catch sight of Eleanor, the one person who might have been a real friend. She was different too, asked questions, had ideas. Was. Past tense. They flogged her last month for speaking back to the Lord Steward. She survived, but the light in her eyes didn't. Now she keeps her head down like everyone else, another soul crushed into conformity. You fall into line with the others, heading back to the fields. Your modern soul feels like it's slowly suffocating, compressed into a shape that doesn't fit. But you survive. You adapt. You pretend. Because here, being yourself isn't just difficult, it's deadly. And for the first time, you truly understand why they call these the Dark Ages. It's not just the lack of learning or technology. It's the darkness of being unable to truly connect, to truly be yourself, to truly live instead of just survive. It starts as just a scratch. Your hand brushes against a rusty nail while working, and for a moment, you don't even notice. Back home, this would mean a quick wash, some Neosporin, maybe a band-aid with cartoon characters if you're feeling whimsical. Here, your blood runs cold as you stare at the thin red line on your palm. You know what this could mean. You've read about it in history books from the safety of your modern world. Tetanus, blood poisoning, gangrene. Simple infections that killed millions. Your hands start to shake as you press the wound, hoping somehow to squeeze out whatever invisible killers might have already entered your bloodstream. There's no urgent care to rush to. No antibiotics waiting behind a pharmacy counter. No tetanus shot to protect you. Just you, the cut, and the terrifying knowledge that this tiny wound could be your death sentence. Just wash it with wine, Old Martha tells you, noticing your panic. Wine. That's the medieval antibiotic. You want to laugh. You want to cry. You want to pull out your phone and Google small cut infection symptoms just to reassure yourself. But there's no Google, no WebMD to catastrophize with, just the unknown. Your tooth has been aching for days now. Not the kind of dull ache you'd pop an Advil for, but a deep, throbbing agony that makes your whole jaw feel like it's on fire. You know what's coming. You've been avoiding it, praying it would somehow get better. But medieval teeth don't heal themselves. The barber surgeon's tent looms before you like a torture chamber. Because that's what it is. No Novocaine, no gentle dentist asking if you're comfortable. Just a man with pliers and strong arms who'll hold you down while he rips the tooth from your skull. The screams from his last patient still echo in your ears. You think of your dentist back home, the one you complained was too expensive, whose appointment you skipped because you were too busy. You'd give anything to be in that cushioned chair now, with that annoying music playing, choosing between mint or bubblegum flavored fluoride. But it's not your pain that breaks you. It's little Emma's, the 7-year-old daughter you've grown attached to in the village. She's been coughing for 3 days. Not a normal cough, but something wet and rattling that sounds like death trying to claw its way out of her tiny chest. In your time, you'd bundle her into the car, race to the pediatric ER. They'd listen to her lungs, maybe do an X-ray, send you home with antibiotics and an inhaler. She'd be fine in a week. Here, all you can do is watch her grow paler, her breath more labored, her eyes more sunken. Her mother tries everything, prayers, herbs, even paid precious coins for the traveling healer's blessed water. Nothing works. You know what this is. Pneumonia, probably. Treatable, curable, but not here, not now. You want to scream the truth. She needs amoxicillin, she needs oxygen, she needs a real doctor. But those words would mark you as mad or worse. So you hold your tongue and hold her hand, feeling her fever burn through her paper-thin skin. The worst part is the knowledge you carry. You're not a doctor, but you're from a time where information flows freely. You know just enough to understand what's happening, but not enough to stop it. You know she's dying from something that could be fixed with a simple prescription. You know, but you can't help. Your vision blurs, not from tears, but because you can't see clearly anymore. Those contact lenses you wore ran out weeks ago. Your glasses? They broke on your 3rd day here, and there's no lens crafters to get new ones. The world has become a fuzzy, threatening blur where you can't recognize faces until they're uncomfortably close. You squint at Emma's mother, trying to read her expression. Hope? Despair? You can't tell. In your time, you complained about wearing glasses, considered LASIK surgery for convenience. Now you stumble through life half blind, vulnerable, unable to see danger until it's too late. The village-wise woman enters with her herbs and charms. She means well, you think, but as she mutters over Emma's still form, you feel the rage building. This isn't medicine. This is desperation dressed up as healing. Where are the real doctors? Where are the monitors checking oxygen levels? Where are the IV drips and the antibiotics and the hope that comes from actual science? But there's only candlelight and prayers and a little girl whose breath comes in shorter gasps. You hold her burning hand and whisper modern lullabies she'll never understand, from a world that could have saved her. This is why you wouldn't last. Not because you're weak, but because you know too much. You know what could be done and must watch it not happen. You know that people are dying from preventable things, and you're powerless to prevent them. The cut on your hand throbs. Emma's breathing slows, and somewhere in the future, a walk-in clinic stays open until 8 p.m., waiting for patients who don't know how lucky they are. The sun is finally setting, painting the sky in shades of amber and rose. Your body is beyond exhausted. Not the satisfied tiredness, after a good gym session, but a bone-deep weariness that makes every step feel like wading through mud. You're finally heading home, and for just a moment, muscle memory takes over. Your hand reaches for keys that aren't there. Your mind anticipates the beep of your car unlocking. But there's no car, just your aching feet on the dirt path, carrying you back to that dark hovel you're learning to call home. You push open the rough wooden door. No satisfying click of a lock. No security system chirping hello. The interior is already growing dim, and panic flutters in your chest. In your time, you'd flip a switch and banish the darkness instantly. Here, darkness is a living thing that swallows your home each night. Your mother is already working by the firelight, preparing the evening meal. Your body craves collapse onto a soft couch, remote in hand, mindlessly scrolling through Netflix while dinner cooks in the microwave. Instead, you must help. Always help. There's no leisure time when survival takes every waking moment. But then something shifts. Your little brother, let's call him Tom, lights a precious candle from the fire. The flame flickers to life, casting dancing shadows on the walls. It's nothing like the harsh LED lights you're used to, but there's something magical about it. The way it makes everyone's faces glow warm and golden. The way it creates a circle of light that draws you all together. Tell us a story, Tom asks, settling cross-legged by the fire. No iPad to shove in his hands, no YouTube to babysit him, just his eager face turned toward you, waiting. You're about to say you're too tired, but then you realize, this is it. This is their Netflix. You are the entertainment. And somehow, that feels like both a burden and an honor. Well, you begin, your voice hoarse from the day. There was once a kingdom where magical boxes could show you anything happening anywhere in the world. You're describing television without saying it, and Tom's eyes grow wide with wonder. Your mother smiles as she stirs the pot, the first real smile you've seen from her. Your father stops mending his tools to listen. Even your teenage sister abandons her sulking to draw closer to the fire. The story unfolds, and you find yourself embellishing, adding adventures and dragons and heroes that look suspiciously like your family members. Tom laughs, a bright, clear sound that you realize you haven't heard enough of. Your sister adds her own twist to the tale. Your father chuckles and suggests what the hero should do next. This is different from your family Netflix nights, where everyone stared at their own screens, occasionally sharing a meme, but never really connecting. Here, the story lives between you all, created together, shaped by each voice. The meager dinner is ready, the same porridge, the same bread, but somehow it tastes better eaten in the circle of firelight and family. Your mother tells her own story from when she was young. Your father shares a funny incident from the market. No one is checking their phones. No one is half listening while scrolling. Every word is a gift. Every laugh, a treasure. Your exhaustion hasn't disappeared, but it's transformed. In your time, you'd zone out to decompress, lose yourself in other people's stories on screen. Here, you're present in a way that's both more tiring and more fulfilling. When Tom leans against your shoulder, when your mother reaches over to smooth your hair, when your father nods approval at your storytelling. These moments fill something in you that all the streaming services never could. The fire crackles, sending sparks up like tiny stars. Your sister starts singing softly, a lullaby your mother taught her. One by one, voices join in. You don't know the words, but you hum along, feeling the vibration in your chest mix with theirs. This is their music, not Spotify's infinite library, but voices weaving together in the darkness. Not perfect, often off-key, but real in a way that makes your throat tight with unexpected emotion. As the fire dies down to embers, you realize something. You miss your shows, your playlists, your podcasts. You miss them desperately. But there's something here too. Something your modern life rarely gave you. Undivided attention, shared moments, the kind of deep presence that comes when there's nowhere else to be but here. No other entertainment but each other. Your family begins preparing for bed, and you help bank the fire to keep it smoldering through the night. Tomorrow will bring the same exhaustion, the same struggles. But for right now, in this circle of fading firelight, you found an unexpected peace. Maybe you wouldn't last in medieval times, but tonight, just tonight, you understand why some things about it were worth cherishing. The simplicity, the togetherness, the way light and warmth and family become precious when they're all you have. The candle flickers out and darkness reclaims the room, but the warmth remains, not just from the dying fire, but from the connections forged in its light. And as you lay down on your terrible straw mattress, you carry that warmth with you into the dark. The house settles into darkness, and you lie on your straw mattress, expecting the familiar anxiety of nighttime to creep in. You reach reflexively for your phone, that habitual last scroll through social media, checking tomorrow's weather, setting multiple alarms, but your hand finds only empty air and rough wool blanket. For a moment, panic flutters in your chest. What if someone needs you? What if you miss something important? What if... And then it hits you. No one can reach you. No work emails marking themselves urgent at 11 p.m. No group chat drama exploding while you're trying to sleep. No doom scrolling through news that makes your heart race just before bed. No blue light tricking your brain into wakefulness. The silence is so complete it feels like a physical presence. Not silence exactly. You can hear your family's breathing, the settling of wood beams, a distant owl. But gone is the constant white noise of modern life. No refrigerator humming, no air conditioner cycling, no cars rushing past, no neighbor's TV bleeding through thin walls. It's the kind of quiet that makes you understand why your ancestors believed in spirits. Every small sound becomes significant when it's not drowning in the ocean of modern noise. You can actually hear your own heartbeat, steady and strong after the day's labor. Unable to sleep yet, you slip outside to use the privy. The cold hits you first, then the sky stops you in your tracks. Stars. Not the weak handful visible through light pollution. Not the airplane lights you mistake for constellations. Real stars. Thousands, no, millions of them, scattered across the sky like spilled diamonds on black velvet. The Milky Way stretches above you, a river of light you've only seen in photographs. You sink down onto the cold ground, not caring about the dirt or damp. Your neck cranes back, and for the first time in your life, you understand why ancient peoples created mythology. The sky isn't just pretty, it's overwhelming, humbling, infinite. It makes you feel simultaneously insignificant and part of something vast. Tears slide down your cheeks and you're not even sure why. Maybe it's grief for the sky you've never seen. Maybe it's awe. Maybe it's the bone-deep exhaustion mixing with unexpected beauty. In your time, you paid for meditation apps that played fake nature sounds, trying to find peace. Here, peace finds you whether you want it or not. You think about your insomnia back home, the racing thoughts about tomorrow's meetings, the anxiety about unanswered texts, the restless scrolling when sleep wouldn't come. Here, your body overrides your mind. The physical exhaustion is so complete that sleep isn't a choice, it's an inevitability. Back inside, you ease onto your terrible bed, but somehow it doesn't feel quite as terrible now. Your body is tired in a way that makes even straw feel welcoming. This isn't the frustrated tiredness of a day spent in meetings or the wired exhaustion of too much screen time. This is the deep weariness of muscles well used, of a body that's worked for its rest. The darkness wraps around you like a blanket. Without streetlights, without the glow of electronics, the dark is absolute. It should be terrifying, but instead, it's oddly womb-like. Your eyes don't strain, trying to make out shapes. There's nothing to see, so they finally, truly rest. Your family's breathing creates a rhythm around you. Your father's deep snores, your mother's soft sighs, Tom's little whimpers as he dreams. In your apartment, you wore noise-canceling headphones to bed. Here, these sounds become a lullaby, proof you're not alone in the dark. Your mind, without its usual digital distractions, begins to drift in ways you'd forgotten it could. Not the anxious spiraling of modern bedtime, but a gentle flowing from thought to thought. You think about the stars, about your family's stories, about the way the fire looked. Simple thoughts, present thoughts, not tomorrow's worries or yesterday's regrets, but just now. Your breathing naturally syncs with the household's rhythm. In and out, in and out. Your meditation app would charge you $12.99 a month for this, calling it ancestral breathing techniques or something equally marketed. Here, it just happens. The church bells ring somewhere in the distance, marking time in a way that feels more natural than your phone's alarm. They're not demanding you wake up or do something. They're just marking the passage of night, a gentle reminder that time moves whether you're anxious about it or not. You realize you haven't thought about your job in hours, haven't worried about your social media presence or your credit score or that weird noise your car was making. Your mind, without constant input, has actually quieted. Is this what peace feels like? Not the kind you purchase or achieve, but the kind that happens when you stop trying so hard. When your body is tired, your mind is quiet, and the stars wheel overhead, whether you post about them or not. Your modern self would be panicking about tomorrow. No alarm set, no schedule checked, no clothes laid out. But your medieval self is learning something profound. Tomorrow will come whether you're ready or not. The rooster will crow, the sun will rise, and somehow, without any planning apps or productivity hacks, life will continue. As sleep finally claims you, You carry one last thought into your dreams. You wouldn't last in medieval times, it's true. But maybe, just maybe, some part of you was made for this simplicity, this rhythm, this peace that comes not from controlling life, but from surrendering to it. And in the profound darkness of a medieval night, cradled by your family's breathing and watched over by a million ancient stars, you sleep deeper than you have in years. And now, dear dreamer, as our medieval journey comes to its gentle end, you find yourself slowly returning. The rough straw beneath you begins to soften. The scratchy wool transforms, thread by thread, into your familiar cotton sheets. You're coming home. Feel your pillow now. Not the lumpy sack of straw, but your pillow. The one that knows the shape of your head. The one you complained was getting too flat, but now feels like a cloud cradling your weary mind. Press your face into it. Breathe in the scent of your laundry detergent, that clean, safe smell that means home. Your blanket settles over you, and it's not the single rough covering of medieval times. It's your blanket. Maybe that soft throw you bought on sale, or the comforter you picked out specially. It's warm without being heavy, cozy without being scratchy. It doesn't smell of smoke and sweat and 100 years of use. It smells like your life, your choices, your home. The temperature is perfect, isn't it? Not the bone-deep cold of a medieval night, or the suffocating heat of summer without relief. Just perfect. Your thermostat, that little box on the wall you never think about, is standing guard over your comfort. 72 degrees if that's what you like, or 68, or whatever makes you feel safe and comfortable in your nest of modern miracles. Stretch out a little. Feel how your mattress accepts your body, supports your spine, cushions your hip. Remember that terrible straw bed? Your body does. And it's sinking now into this marvel of springs or foam or whatever magic your mattress is made of. That ache in your back is fading. That pain in your shoulders is melting away. You're clean, really clean. Not medieval clean, where you splash water on your face and hope for the best, but shower clean, soap clean, shampoo clean. Your teeth are brushed, minty fresh, not fuzzy, with yesterday's bread. Your skin is moisturized. Your hair is soft. You are a clean, comfortable modern miracle, lying in your clean, comfortable modern bed. Listen to the sounds of your world. Maybe there's traffic, but it's distant, muffled by your windows. It's the sound of civilization, of help always available, of life moving safely past your door. Maybe your refrigerator hums. Not annoying now, but reassuring. It's keeping tomorrow's breakfast fresh. Your breakfast, with choices and flavors, and no fear of spoilage. Your phone is there on the nightstand, silent now, but ready. If you need help, it's 3 digits away. If you miss someone, they're a text away. If you can't sleep, a million distractions await. But you don't need them right now. Right now, you're just grateful they exist. Think of tomorrow. You might have work, but you'll drive there in comfort or work from home in pajamas. You'll have lunch choices. You'll have breaks. You'll come home when it's over. If you hate it, you can find another job. If you're sick, you can rest. If you're sad, you can seek help. You have options. You have freedom. You have hope. Your stomach isn't aching from bad food or hunger. Your hands aren't bleeding from labor. Your mind isn't racing with fear of saying the wrong thing. You're not wondering if that cut will kill you or if that cough means death. You're safe. Truly, deeply, boringly safe. Pull your blanket up to your chin. Feel how it cocoons you in warmth without weight. This is your nest, your sanctuary, your castle. And it's better than any castle a medieval lord ever dreamed of. You have hot water at your fingertips, light at the flip of a switch, entertainment beyond the wildest fantasies of kings, medicine that actually works, food that won't kill you, friends you chose, a life you're building, not one you're trapped in. Let your eyes close now. Let your breath deepen. You've traveled through time tonight, walked in uncomfortable shoes, lived an impossible day. But you're home now, in your bed, in your time, in your gloriously ordinary, magnificently modern life. And maybe tomorrow, when your alarm goes off, that blessed adjustable alarm, you'll hit snooze. But you'll hit it with gratitude. When you stumble to your shower, you'll feel the hot water with new appreciation. When you open your fridge and debate between 3 different breakfast options, you'll remember when there were none. The past is a nice place to visit in stories, but aren't you glad you don't have to live there? Sleep now, modern dreamer. Sleep in your soft bed, in your safe home, in your beautiful, ordinary life. Dream of adventure if you like, but wake grateful for the mundane miracles that surround you. You are safe. You are clean. You are comfortable. You are home. And that, dear one, is worth more than all the kingdoms of the past. Sweet dreams.